Like do this.
Alright, boys. Just get kind of warmed up. We only got 3 of us. There we go. Another gorgeous, beautiful day out here.
Yes, it is.
You got enough room here, Spence? Let's take a look. Let's see if we got enough room on the camera. Okay.
Oh no.
Or just hit it, right? Get down. Okay.
Yeah, I won't do that anymore.
That's okay. You're getting close, but it's not that bad.
I'm gonna try and get. That was pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
My like heart dropped.
Just get warmed up, guys. I'm trying to work on some. Work on some ways to gain some distance. I think Spencer will work on some ways to aim a little better. There we go. There you go. So when you guys hit your drive, do you guys like to see the ball move? Do you like to see it go straight?
I like it not to go out of bounds.
Like that? Okay, that's good. You want to
I
see?
don't care as long as I can find it. I'm good.
Oh, okay. So do you see a shot shape in your head? Then I guess maybe that's a better shot. So, better question.
I would like to see the draw.
Okay. Okay. That would be your preferred shot play. But what do we do see in fact?
It's either straight or maybe even a little.
You take my drive.
A little to the right. Okay. Spence?
I always like to play a little fade.
Little fade.
Yeah,
Okay.
take the left side of the
A little left to right. A little more controllable.
left side out of play.
Taking the left side out of play. Andy, what about you?
I preferably would like to see it straighter with less trajectory.
Okay. Okay. So that's all 3 things we're looking for. A little different. A couple of the same, a little different. Do you guys like to see your ball go high up in the air? Do you like to see it lower? Do you like to see it roll out? Do you like to see it stop?
Personally, I like to see a rollout,
Yep.
low trajectory.
Okay.
I don't like the ballooning.
Everybody's different, so.
Yeah, I kind of like that lower penetrating shot also.
A little bit. Okay. Andy?
Yeah, I'd like to see it come right off the deck and do a
Off the
little
deck?
roll out.
Okay. There are 2 ways that the ball goes in the air. Specifically. Can you guys name the 2 ways how the ball goes in the air? 2 ways.
Backspin.
Okay, spin,
Launch.
launch angle. Those are the 2 only ways that we can get the ball in the air. You either got to impart spin, backspin, to get the ball in the air, or we got to add launch angle to add the ball going higher in the air. Okay, one of the 2. Which do you think gets the ball going farther?
Speed?
Well,
between the 2.
speed combination plus the 2. So speed plus one of the 2. Which of the 2 do you think gets the ball going farther? More spin or more height?
Launch angle.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
Rudy was saying.
Lower
You got the guy here raising. Yeah. So yes,
My bad,
exactly.
sorry.
So the idea is.
Did you raise your hand?
No.
No.
Okay, my bad.
I did it after you.
Okay.
So the idea is, yeah, more club head speed and more launch angle equals more distance. We want to, basically they found nowadays the less spin, the more the ball's knuckling in the air, the less it, 1, goes farther, and 2, less it goes out offline. Because if we also have side spin as well as backspin. So if we add more side spin, that's going to add a little bit. If we had a 20-yard fade, it's going to be a 40-yard fade if we have something that adds more revolutions. Okay, so less spin for the driver, the better. Okay, revs, spin, whatever you call it. The British say revs, whatever you want to say. So an ideal area is about 2,000. You know, I mean, anywhere keep below 2,000. That's huge. But the lower the spin, we also want to add height on it. So let's see, what kind of a loft do you have on your driver?
So this one is a 10.5.
1.5, 9,
10-5.
10.5. Okay, so we got a couple the same, one different. One's gonna be a little lower than the other. Okay. So everybody's going to have a different swing, which is going to enact, different loft on each one of those clubs. Even though they say 10.5, every one of us adds a little bit, or de-lofts the club a little bit differently. So why don't we all kind of take a couple swings here? I'm going to kind of come over here a little bit. Can you guys, what are the couple things that we do to kind of get some more distance? That's what we're looking at today, is we get a little bit longer and a little straighter. Is there anything that we do? Say we've got downwind, par 5 out there, and we kind of want to add, 10, 15 yards on our drive. Is there anything in particular we do, or do we just swing harder, or what do you guys do?
Downwind.
Andy? Anything you think about to hit the ball farther?
As long as I hit the ball straight,
So okay, so you're not even worried about hitting the ball farther, you're just more worried about direction. Okay. And Spencer?
I was gonna say I always like to play a fade. But
Yeah.
I lose yardage when I play a fade.
Takes a
So
little bit
if
off,
I really
okay.
want to hit it farther,
Okay.
I try to play a straighter ball.
More of a straighter ball, you try to take
Yeah.
the taper off. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Alright, that's cool. Just want to see if that's something, a lot of times people just say, I try to hit it harder. Generally doesn't work too well.
That's ball, dude.
Very good then. So, look at his finish there, you guys. Remember those lessons that we did about a week ago on the irons?
Yeah, hold my
Well, we got that, well, hold the finish, but what we're doing with this weight, getting it forward, getting it forward, not going backwards. That was
that
one of
feels
the big
good
things
working
too.
on that.
Okay. So that's a big thing with driver. A lot of times people think they need to keep their head behind the ball, which is huge. Kind of like that. But you don't want to keep the weight going backwards. You want to go it forwards.
I guess the reason why I said draw in the beginning too for me,
Okay.
what I like to see, is that's where I'm going to get more distance for me.
That's what
because
Spencer was saying too. Exactly. He likes to hit a straight to a draw to hit more distance.
Where
Now, why is it that it gets more distance?
is that spin?
What?
Because of the spin. When it's,
The spin is more of an over top spin,
Yeah.
right to left.
seems like the fade always goes here, straight's here,
Yep.
draw is here.
Exactly.
So when I hit that little cut, which is what I'm trying to get rid of, but always seems to come.
So what about the path though? So if I'm going to ask you the path of a draw, what's the path versus a fade?
well, it's flood face the way it's coming in, right? So
Right.
I think me being taller and goofier, I have a tendency to come across.
Come across the path. Okay, so that's what they
Instead
call
of-
out to in, right? Across the path, and that'll impart what? The left to right spin that makes the ball go to the right, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so what path do you think we need to use to get the right to left spin?
Out to in.
Inside out. Exactly.
That's why
Inside out.
Those guys they stop it on the tour and they're here. And
Yep. And releasing out towards like right field and really getting that follow through and getting the high finish, get the high hands.
I'm gonna try one.
Let's see it. I'll take that. I think about 18 of those.
I'll take that for the rest of
Look
my
at that thing
life.
up the hill.
It's the farthest ball I've ever hit in my whole life. Wow.
That was
Okay.
no joke at all.
Sign me up.
Warm out here.
So I just need to get this puppy here.
And that's exactly it. Bill Haas, he's got that great swing. Same thing. He does the same thing. He takes the hands out and they go, and then he drops it inside. Oh, Rudy, fresh and fruity. I'm not giving you any more strokes anymore. Look at that.
It lowers the spin.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Makes sense, right? There we go. Okay, so watch that fade now. I like that. Controlled shot shape up there. Long way for you. Andy,
Well,
I'm swinging at like
better.
60%
Well,
right
for
now.
you, because it's such a low spin.
You know, now when it
Not
hits
as far.
look at it,
Look at
a
a little bit of a higher spin cut. That'll make your cut go 20
The ball's not going to carry you
It is
as
unreal.
far.
It gets a little squirrely though, so
But you don't want that.
You can't be trying
Right.
to
You gotta get
work it
away
too
from
much
that.
because it
You know what I
gets
mean?
harsh,
We don't want
but
that. We want
the
ball
we have like the 816,
controlled, low,
like the real
center of
low
the
spin
fairway,
version
and
kind of
rolling
thing.
out.
That
That's
weight
what I would
up front
prescribe.
is
Good.
You can hit that
All the
light
difference in the world.
cut, hold, and it'll actually knock you out.
Andy! Yeah, I need some skin on that one.
Oh yeah.
Look at your finish there. See that finish?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Nice.
Very good,
Thanks, dude. Alright.
Dude, look at that moon right above the ridge right there.
It's like a super half moon.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was really bright last night.
Wow. Or I'm gonna sling a super draw this time.
Just out, so take it out and then go inside. High finish. Rudy, but that's a great miss. If that's your miss, look at this thing.
Okay.
It's all about the miss hits. It really is.
I fell back a little bit on that.
Like that. I can see that. I can see that.
Kind of how Randy fell back.
A little bit. Okay, so the only reason I saw that, Andy, was a little bit to now.
The hands.
So no. So there's left and right lateral weight shift, right?
Right.
Also front north to south weight shift. Okay. So what I'm seeing there is you're getting a lot of your weight over these heels. Okay. So what I see is maybe a little more knee flexion
Okay.
and a little bit more weight towards the ball of your toe. Okay. So do a couple practice swings and you see that real fast.
Crappy boss.
Just a little more knee flexion and a little bit more of that weight. Oh, dude, night and day, night and day. Now try this. How much easier is that? Look how much easier it is to get your weight through there. Yeah.
You hit him.
It's like a shortstop trying to catch a ball and he's on his heels. You know? That sucker's gonna be on the butt. Look at that, dude. Your feet are so much more active now. That's what it's like. The swing is all from the ground up. All that. Yeah, you should. It's snipers. There he is. Yeah, we're good, dude. Yeah. Good. Go over here. Thanks for helping. Yeah.
I feel sometimes I get a little too wide too.
Yeah.
How?
There it is.
Andy.
There it is.
Am I rolling the best drive? Look at the shot shape of that, the flight, and then that's gonna roll out as it hits the ground. It's rolling out uphill.
You see how low that was compared to?
Your driver used to be as high as like my 50 mark.
Oh yeah.
But why were they?
Because I was falling back all the time.
And what was that doing? It was adding lock. That's exactly why. We gotta learn. Golf, if we don't learn, we're not progressing. We're never progressing. Okay, so your weight. Okay, so your balance.
Somebody like for my size, my height, my shoulders.
Knee flexion. Watch that weight there, Andy. Towards your toes. Yes, okay.
I feel like this is too wide.
Too wide, okay.
I don't feel like I can create any power.
So
obviously this feels too skinny. You know,
okay. So then what's the difference between the two? Is it harder to turn your hips with the wide stance or the narrow stance?
Harder to turn with
wide stance. Okay. And what are we trying to do in the swing? We're trying to turn our hips, right? Okay. So that's what we want to have the widest stance possible, but still able to turn our hips. Okay. That's basically the best way to put it.
So if I get too wide, then I'm not going to be able to turn.
Yeah, exactly. So now Spencer, what he's worrying about over here is he has a pretty good sized wide base. He's got some solid legs. What we work on a lot is his swing. He does a lot of swaying where his body starts to sway off the golf ball, and he starts to get momentum. Look at that. Nice and low. What I really want him to work on is it's more the lateral pulling like this, okay? So like as a skier, you see how that works? You're going this way, right? See how my hips fire? They fire back and they fire through, okay? We don't want to be going this way, okay? That gets our swing center going back and forth. We want to work on the power going back and then firing through like that.
Same kind of like if you're throwing a punch.
Exactly. I'm not like pulling my body forward.
It's not.
I'm rotating and punching through.
That's where all the power is right there.
Well, and then you develop consistency. The flight doesn't tell us much. When the ball hits the ground, things have another 60, 70 yards. So we try it down the mountain. Not with the old stuff. Yeah, that new post is way better. Outside. So Rudy, what I want you to think about when you take the club back is outside.
Yeah,
because
inside.
You go way behind.
Yeah, I hate
and then
that.
you got to come out and then down to the ball.
That's where my inconsistency is.
Exactly.
Just back here.
Can I show you this one real quick?
Yeah.
Example?
Yeah. Please.
So what you were hitting on earlier was awesome. You don't want to have the opposite, which will promote the across. So what you're doing is you're going inside, and then when you come back to the ball, the only way to it is the across.
And then it taps on my collar.
Exactly. Versus what we want to do is out, and then see if I have my hands out way like this. See all this area down here?
Yeah.
This promotes all that area to then swing from there. See what I'm saying? But if you're already here, it's hard to swing like that, right?
You have to come back.
So outside. And in. That was nice. That was on a rope. You gotta get me on Team Callaway, man. I'm just floating on Team TaylorMade right now. No, I love it. I like that club. Spencer Ward. Watch this ball here. Watch this when it's hit.
Watch this one up the hill.
Watch it go. There it goes. Look at that looking. He's looking behind him. Alright, look at Andy. That's a decent miss. So what's happening there? What's the difference there, you think?
I felt like I kind of slapped it. Like
You're just slapping at it with your hands?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that we're using all hands and arms and not using the body.
Right.
Okay, so now let me see your practice when you go real quick. Okay, now we
I felt like I put my.
Like I whiffed that completely, but because I got it
in this
here.
right here. Like the hands doing this.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I don't really want that. I want the release, but I want the release out here. Okay. When we release the club, it's out here. It's not right here. Okay. We don't want to release the club here. We want to release it out here. All the energy wants to be stored and released here. Now back over here. Okay. So we put them together. Take it up to the top and set those wrists. Now we bring those wrists down. Hold the wrist angle. Bring it down. There we go. There we go. Feel the difference there? We're not releasing yet. We're not releasing. Now we're releasing. Okay. We're not releasing here. That's the cast. That's
Got
the early
it.
slapping feeling that you got. Set the wrist. Yes. There you go. On the downswing, it's just the shoulders and the arms coming down. It's not the hands.
It's not the
releasing.
wrist and the
No,
wrist.
we don't want to. We don't want to release that lever yet. We want to release that at the last minute. Think a good visual, which is kind of hard to replicate because nobody can, is Sergio. You see that lag that he's got? He holds it and he holds it, but he's still rotating. See how my upper body's still rotating?
Right.
Well, look at my wrist. They haven't rotated yet. Boom! Right there at the end. You might hit this thing in the street. It's so light.
The grip.
Well, it's way different. Yeah, the grip's smaller, it's a lighter weight. There you go, Andy.
He wants to
That it'll promote that, yeah. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah. There you go,
that
Andy.
Chased all, dude, that chased all the way up to
Look at that thing. That thing was new. There you go. Okay. So in combustion, combining with that's the slappy feeling that I hear